in this age of AI and in this age of roboticization, dehumanization, that it's time for us to truly take back what it means to be humans. And for me, I'm not saying this is for everybody, but for me, that is the artists of the world. That is the creators. Those are the filmmakers, the writers, the musicians, anybody who uses their pain and alchemizes it and turns it into gold for us to be able to learn about ourselves even further. That is the future, the past, and the present of humanity. I'm so excited about this channel because I know that I have so much to give to you, so much knowledge to share. My name is Megan Adele Lopez. I have been a social media marketing, I don't even want to say guru. I've been in social media marketing for 15 years since the very beginning. I started one of the nation's first social media marketing agencies, So We Think, back in 2010. But I'm also, at my heart of hearts, a creative. I'm a filmmaker, I'm a writer. In a previous life, I was an actress. And then I rose to the ranks and ended up being the global digital advertising director for one of the largest newspapers in the world. It's all to say, I have a lot of knowledge when it comes to running ads, running marketing, strategy. I most recently worked with the Olympics this summer and did all the creative strategy for their advertising campaigns. And since then, I've decided that I want to work with people close to my heart. And that's you, the creatives of the world. I am passionate about the fact that art is the thing that's going to save humanity. I know that sounds really extreme, but I mean it. In this age of AI, what really grounds us and what really feeds our soul is art. I'm so excited to be here. If I can be of any help, then, if I help one person, if I help 5 people, if I end up helping thousands of people, it doesn't matter because that means I'm helping to spread your art, your creativity to others. So because that's something that I'm so passionate about, that's why I know that I have something I can bring to you. You can expect from this channel everything from analogies from my own personal life, from client use cases, from how, I spent $30 million one year with Coca-Cola to buy Facebook fans, only to see how Facebook changed the algorithm. I'll be talking about everything from why it's so important to own your audience to potentially how to create a strategy around your own product. I will also talk about the creative process, and I will do some behind the scenes stuff. I most recently got into stop motion. So that's why I created my business, because it's still also heart-led. It still also is my passion, which is helping creatives tell their story and promote whether it is your album, whether it is a new book that you have to sell, whether it is, a play that you want people to come see. That is my specialty. That is what I know how to do, and I know how to get eyeballs on, and I know how to bring people to you. Yeah, so this is also about, failures and that how it's part of the process. I worked on a book for 7 years. And got an agent. I had Penguin Random House who were really excited about it, as well as some other very top publishers. It was a young adult science fiction novel with mixture of fantasy. And everyone came back, they read the manuscript, and it's a dream, right? It's a dream to get a book into publishers' hands. And people read the manuscript and they basically said they just couldn't quite sink their teeth in it. Everybody came back with very nice feedback, but it all was about the same. And what I realized was this wasn't my genre.
Ooh.
I know that is crazy to say that I worked in something for 7 years, but it was a dare.
Oh.
Basically, I got started because I started writing this book with somebody else, and when I started something, I have to finish it. And because this was originally his idea, and then I had to kind of make it my own, and it took me 7 years to do so, and I could still never make my own because I am not a sci-fi writer. I am not a fantasy writer, nor do I really read those types of books. Now, I do love sci-fi movies. I do love fantasy movies, but I can't read the books for some reason. I've never read Harry Potter. I know it's shocking. I absolutely love fantasy, and that's the thing. I thought that that was like, but I can't write like that. I am more of like a rom-com gal. My very first book was a romantic, yeah, basically a rom-com novel that I wrote, and I self-published it on my own. It was 2010 again. It was like before anybody was really self-publishing, and I ended up getting over 100,000 downloads. It was great. I did a lot on my own, and uh and I believed in it and I finished it and it worked because that was my genre. So I think that's also part of this channel is like, how do we figure out who we are? How do we make sure that we are creating that work on our own and not just mimicking somebody else's? But I think that is also the process. I think part of the process is failing and taking a lot of time to do so. 7 years is a lot, and it's hard for me not to look back and say, what was I doing? But I do know that it wasn't for naught because that idea and the character is still calling to me somehow. So I know she's not dead. And I think it's going to be something maybe in like 25 years I pick back up and then I reread and I rethink about and I rewrite. And who knows, maybe then it'll become a hit when I'm, in my 60s. I really do believe that nothing is lost and nothing is thrown away in the art, in the creative world. Today is the day that I started believing myself. I know that sounds crazy to say at 42 years old, but what it means when someone starts believing in themselves is that success breeds success. And that you will also, if you're watching this video, become successful because you will also start to believe in yourself because I know it's contagious. That's just how it works. I was somebody who climbed the corporate ladder and found my heart sold and sad and destroyed. My soul was pretty much destroyed. I was living a glamorous life, going to Versailles Castle and having dinners, traveling to Hong Kong on business expenses, living in Paris. I mean, working for the largest newspaper in the world, and I was miserable. And now, 6 years later, I can honestly say for the first time in my life, I truly believe in myself, and I believe in you. So let's get this creative party started.